This black bean tostada is really good. Something really different. You don't find this anywhere. You don't.
I totally agree.
Right?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Steve from Rockstar Eater coming to you with another rockin' episode. And I am out here in the southern part of Los Angeles near USC. And I am back here actually at the Mercado Plaza, which is where I did Holbox restaurant last time, because I'm gonna be continuing on with my Mexican food tour here in Los Angeles. And today we're gonna pretty much go to another highly rated, highly acclaimed Mexican food spot in Los Angeles, which is actually here in a food court, but some really awesome Mexican food. This restaurant, Chichen Itza, a lot of people know about it. It's one of the most raved about Mexican foods in Los Angeles, and they specialize in Yucatan style cuisine, which is that eastern part of Mexico where, you know, Cancun is at basically. So anyways, if you want to see what this specialty regional Mexican food looks like, then stick all the way to the end. You don't want to miss this because I have a special guest with me today as well, so you can see all this amazing Mexican food here in Los Angeles. And also, if you're new to this channel, take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, because I post these food and travel videos weekly that you just don't want to miss out on. So go ahead, do that right now, and it's time to go in and check out some of this awesome Mexican food. And by the way, this is my friend right here. His name is Erick Garcia.
Hi guys.
Yeah, he's been a friend for many years, and I knew that I had to get him on the show here today because obviously he's of Mexican descent, and he loves Mexican food.
I love Mexican food. Here to help during your tour.
Oh man. Yeah, so this is actually going to be, is this your first time trying Yucatan style food?
It's not my first time trying Yucatan style, but it is my first time trying Chichen Itza, which is a great, well-known Mexican place. It's they're more unique in that they serve Yucatan style food, which is off the Caribbean. And so they have a little bit of fusion between the Caribbean and Colombian food. And it's a different type of Mexican food that most people don't realize, but I think it's also why it's also pretty popular here in LA. Oh, absolutely. And of course, like I said, I bring you the most rockin' foods, some of the most unique foods you can find in LA. And this restaurant here is one of the most highly acclaimed Mexican restaurants in Los Angeles. I know for sure that it's the most highly acclaimed Yucatan style Mexican food here in a food court out of all places. Can you imagine that? Yeah, it's owned by the Cetina family since 2001, and then the kids have taken over running the restaurant, and they're just keeping the traditions of Yucatan style food. Absolutely. Yeah. And by the way, you guys notice that behind me is Holbox restaurant. I went there last time. It's a really awesome seafood restaurant, highly rated. I mean, it's just so fabulous. So definitely get a chance to check out Holbox too, because they have some of the most incredible seafoods that you'll find in Los Angeles. But for today, we're gonna go a little bit more traditional style Mexican food. Yeah. So this is one of their fish plates with a bed of rice on it, and it actually comes with this really cool seafood, or I'm sorry, a salad that has some orange and some jicama with their own kind of spicy dressing. Yes. Here. It's like a white fish, right? Yeah. Wow. It's tender fish. Yeah. Really delicious. Has a nice salty flavor to it. So that balanced it out really well with the salad. It's probably why they added the salad. Yeah. And you can tell it's been grilled, so it has that char on top of it. Yep. Yep. A little bit of a smoky flavor, I would say. Yep. And there's a lot of rice in the bottom too. Yep. Yeah, and it's really filling. We really definitely, Mexicans, we really love fish. Fish is just one of those favorite proteins. Seriously? Yeah, and I think if you try everything in fish, you'll definitely have an appetite to take on more foods. I think fish is a good way to start. Yes. Some of these dishes we're having right now, it really looks like it came from one of those brick and mortar, a little bit more upscale restaurants, right? Sure. It doesn't look like food court type of food, right? So we are in a food court. Yes, you're going to come in here and you're going to be surrounded by the city of Los Angeles. So I recommend coming in around 11 if you want to beat the lunch crowd. But yeah, it's just a great place to have this food. It's amazing how they pull this off, and they've been here since I think 2001. Yeah, totally. And this one is one of their specialties. This is called the COCHINITA PIBIL, which is a Yucatan style slow roasted pork. Oh, and by the way, the red onions are supposed to eat it together with it. The salsa is really good. The sauce that's in there. The pickled onion really give it a nice balance. I could eat that all by itself.
Totally.
It comes with beans and rice and tortillas, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think that just kind of gives you a more fuller meal. But this by itself is good just to enjoy.
Yeah, totally. I actually just ate this by myself at the other Mexican restaurant I was at. So what I think I'm gonna do is take some of the pork that's in here,
right,
and fill it into my tortilla.
You should do it, folks. Just like that.
You can make kind of like a little taco out of it,
Make
right?
a little taco out of it. I like the color of the corn tortilla, so I'm a fan of the yellow corn tortilla. I've tried other colors, but I think this is usually the best way to go about it.
Seriously, you can't go wrong with it.
No, it's good. It's really good, and it tastes really light. A lot of people think Mexican food can be really heavy because of all the ingredients and spices, but actually the Yucatan style is typically more light because it's more in the Caribbean, and the Caribbeans, they don't have, well, rather they have different ingredients. So I think that's probably why this food tastes a little bit more light than your typical Mexican food that's in the Middle States.
And then look at this one. This is their torta de pork chuck.
Pork chuck, yeah. So it's a pork shoulder with some black beans and some avocado and roasted onions on there. And it's yeah, with chips. It's not your typical common torta, which people are usually used to for Mexican tortas. With Yucatan, it's sort of like a fusion of pork and a really cool like French bread style roll, and it looks really tasty.
Whoa, it's good.
I like that. That is definitely good pork.
Okay, but the first thing I notice, besides the pork, is how crispy and fresh the bread is.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes all the difference.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Still intact, really tasty. It's got a lot of flavor in it. Look at it, they put avocado and tomato, which is, you know, pretty common for a good sandwich in Mexico. But it tastes good.
Yeah.
It's really delicious, really tasty.
I totally agree. I don't have Mexican sandwiches that often, so this is actually a very rare experience for me. Oh, and look at this one. This is their PAPADZULES, which is pretty much their version of an enchilada.
Right, you can style Mexican.
Yeah, with soft-boiled eggs inside of it and some sort of a greenish pumpkin sauce.
So it's pumpkin seed sauce is what they call it, with a little bit of a red tomato sauce on top.
Man, have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, this is definitely different.
Yeah, definitely. This is not your typical like El Torito Mexican food.
No, it's not. Very different. Very different, but very good.
Yeah, I taste all the eggs inside of it, just like the description says.
So pumpkin seed, believe it or not, has a lot of great uses, including making sauces for it. It's mild, so it's not spicy. It has a flavor. I'm sure they add some seasoning on there, but it's really good. It's got a great color, very different, and you know, I think it's delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we also have this one. This is called the PANUCHOS, which is pretty much a black bean tortilla.
Tortilla tostada.
Tostada, yes. With some turkey meat on it and tomato, avocados. When I first saw it, I was like, what? Why is it so dark like that?
Yeah.
But then I found out that it is black beans inside of it. And you can actually taste it, huh?
You can. It's light, easy. And look, it's still all together. Notice it hasn't cracked up. I think that's pretty unique. It's still together, all the pieces, and I've taken already 2 bites. Not really messy, look at that.
Yeah.
So that to me gets 5 stars out of 5 stars right here.
Absolutely. I think this is the first time I'm having turkey meat in a Mexican restaurant.
Also a great idea, right? Turkey meat. Most people don't think about turkey meat to use as an alternative, but I think it's a good idea.
But it actually works really good together.
It looks really good together.
Yeah, it's almost like eating a chicken tostada in some ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that idea. And look at the color too. That's not an accident. All the colors here, that's not an accident. Mexicans love to be very colorful, even in their food, so that's probably why you saw a lot of colors today.
Man, look at that. So this is like the tamale colado.
The Yucatan style tamale with chicken in a banana leaf wrapped way. Most tamales in Mexico are corn, so again, this just shows how Yucatan is a little different, even though it's in Mexico.
Exactly. And you know, the other day I learned that not all restaurants use banana leaves. A lot of them use a corn husk, and I heard that actually makes a difference because the banana leaves can actually hold in more of that moisture inside so that it can be softer and not dried out so quickly.
Definitely a different tamal, but really good.
That thing really melts in your mouth.
It really does melt. Yeah, I do like that. Definitely has a different flavor.
Yeah, you know, this tamale, I feel like it has more of like, you know, not so much of that grainy texture, but it's more like gelatin, or how do you describe it?
Yeah, it's definitely more fine-tuned.
Yeah.
I think they probably really slowly roast it. They probably spend a little different way of processing it. And again, Yucatan is very different in terms of how they do it. And again, it's because of their fusion.
Absolutely. Man, this is so great.
I like it.
We had so much fabulous food here today.
We did. It was really fun.
And I know even for you, this was quite a new experience trying this regional food, right?
Right. There's not a lot of common Yucatan-style Mexican restaurants in California or actually in the U.S. So this is actually a pretty unique place.
Okay. Do you have a favorite dish out of all of them?
I think the pork dish is probably my favorite.
The cochinita?
The cochinita PIBIL. I think partly because of the flavor, how much full you get, plus your beans and rice, and they throw in some tortillas. I mean, that to me is a pretty good filling meal.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And it is probably the most popular item here at this restaurant.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, so I think this is definitely one of the tops. You know, that's so hard because a part of me wants to say this, but then you know what I really like too is the torta. The sandwich.
Oh yeah, the torta sandwich. Yeah,
that was
totally.
It was pretty killer, right?
It was really killer. Probably one of the best sandwiches I think I've had.
Definitely the best Mexican sandwich I've had.
Yeah.
Considering how many Mexican sandwiches have I had in my life.
Right, right.
Oh man. So anyways, you know, if you come to this place in this food court, you can't go wrong with any of the food because everything that we just ordered here is like the highlight dishes here. And yes, they do sell like their own sauces here.
They have their own sauces. This is our habanero sauce.
The habanero sauce. So when you come to this place, yeah, definitely, if you don't know what to order, just order what we got and you should be good to go. And like I said, Holbox, the seafood restaurant, is here as well. They have some really awesome dishes here. All right, anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode of Rockstar Eater. And if you enjoy what I'm doing here on the show, give me a thumbs up. Also comment on the section below because if you've been to Chichen Itza restaurant, I'd love to hear your story. And finally, please subscribe because there's gonna be a lot more awesome Mexican food recommendations coming out in the next few weeks, so you don't wanna miss out on that at all. So hit that subscribe button. But other than that, hope you have a rocking day today, folks. And from me and Erick Garcia, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah.